can sit there. Good morning, and welcome, everyone. I am David Sterrett, principal of Petaluma High School. Welcome to the commencement ceremony and celebration of the class of 2012. First, I wanted to thank all the band members and band director Cliff Eveland for the opening performance of Pomp and Circumstance. I'd like to introduce some dignitaries we have here. Our board president, Mary Schaefer. Board members Carolyn Tennyson, Mike Badley, Sherry Schlabowski, and Troy Anderson. Also my pleasure to introduce our superintendent, Steve Bowman. Jane Escobedo, Director of Educational Services. Ron Everett, Director of Human Resources. Mitch Hoffman, Director of Business Services. I'd also like to recognize our Petaluma High School team, because really we believe it's a team effort here. Everyone has a part to play in educating these kids. First of all, Frank Lynch, Marilyn Stratford, and Bennett Hawley, administrative team. Our dedicated counseling staff, Ms. Walsh, Ms. Guerra, Ms. Schmidt, Ms. Nolden, and Ms. Ruzick. Of course, all the teaching members of our staff. If you wouldn't mind standing, I would like to applaud you myself. And also, don't forget our classified staff who keep us fed, keep us safe, and keep us clean. Thank you to all of you out there. I'd like to ask Hannah Locano, ASB President, Anthony Montoya, our Senior Class President, and Sylvia Marquez Alcala to come forward for the welcoming remarks.
Please be seated. Yeah? Okay. Family, friends, and faculty, welcome. As I sat down to write my welcoming speech, I pondered what it truly meant to be from this school. If you Wikipedia search Petaluma High School, after learning that, yes, Petaluma High is located in Petaluma, California, the first thing listed is that we are rivals with Casa Grande. A rivalry which we clearly win, as we still stand as the namesake high school of our small, proud town. Expanding my research, I looked deeper into Petaluma. Not surprisingly, I found the recognitions that our town is most known for: eggs, Winona Ryder, and the world's ugliest dog contest. But I still wondered what it truly meant to capture our town. For some, Petaluma has been a recent home. For others, it has been their family's home for generations. Either way, Petaluma has shaped each and every student sitting before me today. Over the past 4 years, we have both hated and loved our town as well as our high school experience. There have been moments of longing for simpler days when recess came after snack time and was followed by nap time. And there have been moments of pride in watching our peers grow into the people they have always hoped of being. Each of us have our own catalog of distinct memories. From winning Egg Bowl, chanting Brian Howard, spending countless hours studying, attending dances, and receiving our college acceptance letters, which characterizes our high school experience. No matter what our future peers, the world, or cyberspace knows of Petaluma High, we hold one certain truth. None of us would be sitting here before you today if not for this school and this town. So in the days, weeks, and months ahead, when we begin to venture out into our new lives, we will bring a piece of Petaluma with it. Whether it be a love of butter and eggs, a loyalty to Clover milk, or an appreciation of Victorian-style architecture. As we step into our future, we may physically leave Petaluma, but it will always remain with us. As Semisonic taught us, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. So I welcome you, faculty, staff, esteemed administration, family, and friends, to remember the beginning of our young lives and celebrate our accomplishments and new beginnings at the commencement ceremony of Petaluma High's class of 2012. Thank you.
I've been waiting a long time to do this. My fellow classmates, my dear, dear friends, our class of 2012. I'd like to begin by simply saying something which embodies where we are right now in this moment. Congratulations to all. Today marks a special occasion for all of us. It is the first in a series of earned opportunities, during which we are compelled to look backward in reflection. Through this point of reflection, we realize an entire segment of our lives is already complete. For me at least, standing here before you, it's difficult not to get caught in the moment. High school, my friends, in all its love and culture, is complete. What we will continue to enjoy are the friendships that we forged with one another. When we look back 10 years from now, or 20 years, and so on, it won't be the schoolwork that we will remember. We will remember our shared relationships. I take great pride in this collection of students we call the class of 2012 because we are unified. This group is unique in that nearly all of us, although we come from varied backgrounds and many different experiences, have a mutual kindness towards one another. That is commendable. That is impressive. I'd like to ask each one of you right now to look around at your classmates. Please, take a moment. These are the people with whom you have been going to school with, in most cases, for the last 4 years. Consider that. This has been the largest period of development in our lives, and we have shared it together. It is simply remarkable. Now, consider that after tonight, at Project Grad, this class will never be, in its entirety, assembled again. Let us enjoy this moment. I'll finish on a personal note. It's been an honor to represent this class. Make no mistake, it has been my privilege to represent all of you. Many of you chose to refer to me throughout the year as Mr. President. I suppose I grew into it. It's been a pleasure leading with you, growing up with you, and being part of such an exceptional group. So thank you, my class of 2012, so very much, and happy graduation.
Bienvenidos a la graduación de la clase del 2012. Antes que nada, mis compañeros y yo queremos agradecer a nuestros familiares, maestros y amigos por su presencia en este evento tan especial. Durante nuestros años de estudio, ustedes nos han ayudado a seguir adelante y una vez más están aquí para demostrarnos su apoyo. Estamos reunidos este día para celebrar nuestros logros después de tantos años de esfuerzo y para convivir con nuestros seres queridos. Muchos de nosotros tomaremos distintos caminos y encontraremos nuevas oportunidades, pero nunca olvidaremos de dónde venimos ni quiénes somos. Por eso, es importante reconocer que este preciso momento cambiará nuestras vidas y permanecerá en nuestros corazones por siempre. Muchas gracias por estar aquí y felicidades a la clase del 2012.
Thank you, Hannah, Anthony, and Sylvia for those welcoming remarks. I'd now like to ask everyone to stand while the choir leads us in the national anthem. Please be seated. Thank you, choir members, and of course, Elizabeth Robertson, our choir director. I'd now like to ask Francesca Honey, our salutatorian, to step forward for some remarks.
Graduation is a time of cliches. You have your whole life ahead of you. The world's your oyster. Reach for the stars. We've all heard them. It's no wonder that one of the most common gifts given to graduating seniors is a copy of Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. Don't get me wrong, Dr. Seuss was a smart guy, and that book gives some great advice. And maybe that's why cliches are so overused. Like it or not, they are good advice, and broad enough to apply to almost everyone. We've been together at the same school all this time. We've been in the same classes. We've found the things we're good at, and some that we're not so good at. We've had some great times and some terrible times. And right now, we're all sitting here wearing the same outfit. But all the same, you are a tough group to write a speech to. Everyone's had a completely different experience of high school. I've been a part of a few groups, but I don't know anything about the experience of someone who has been a part of FFA, or ASB, or wildlife. I've been on the track and cross-country teams, but I don't know what it's like to play football, or soccer, or basketball. A friend of mine said that we were all more similar in junior high than we are now. And there's something in that. The last day of 8th grade and today are only 4 short years apart, but I doubt any of us could or would want to say that we are the same now as we were then. This is the last time we will be together. This is the point where we are going to split off and live our own individual lives. And the future's uncertain. I know I spent a lot of time avoiding thinking about it. And families, it's tough for you to think about us heading off into the unknown. The future is open. We need something to make it safe and orderly, and our handy catchphrases do the job nicely. But here's a common theme to all of these cliches. The underlying message is to look on the bright side of this uncertainty. So, it's true that there are an infinite number of paths. But despite the uncertainty, there's something so exciting about it. It's something that explorers must have felt when setting foot on new land for the first time. It's a feeling that anything can happen. Let's make it happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Francesca. And now I'd like to welcome Kelly Strand, the valedictorian for the class of 2012.
Mistakes are a part of life. Sometimes you make a simple addition error in math, or you forget to convert centimeters to meters in science. Sometimes you make a large error, not necessarily in your schooling, but in your personal life. I must admit, I've made quite a few mistakes, but who hasn't? No chemistry lab in high school has ever been completed with 0.00% error, because mistakes are within our nature. Our mistakes are our own, unique like our fingerprints, and often our biggest teachers. It is here, in high school, through trial and error, we have learned how to own up to and move forward from these mistakes. Actually, we only need to look back to our childhood for the solution. When we were young and learning to ride a bike for the first time, our path to success was filled with many stumbles, spills, and stitches. In this small rite of passage, our parents gave us all the tools we needed to overcome our future mistakes. We learned that every time we fall down, we must get back up as many times as it takes to succeed. Perseverance through adversity is an admirable and necessary trait. We must not forget that our development has been shaped in large part by our mistakes. High school has been the place for us to finally put our will to the test, to accept unpleasant truths, and to move forward with our heads held high. Our teachers, like our parents, have pushed us to be better students, better peers, and better human beings, so that we may pass on a legacy of hard work and tenacity to future generations. No matter what the future holds for each of us, I must believe that we, the class of 2012, will continue to meet the occasional obstacle with the rugged determination we summoned when the training wheels came off for the first time. Thank you.
Thank you, Kelly. I'd like to take a moment first to thank some people that often don't get enough thanks, and this is for you to thank them. I'd like everyone in the student section to thank the parents who have been your guide for 18 or more years. I'm a parent. I know it's hard. So we're all very proud of you, of the accomplishments of this class. As Anthony said, today we're also celebrating the connection and unity of this class. You guys have always stuck together and supported each other no matter what. In many ways, this class is particularly special to me. My first day at Petaluma High School was 4 years ago. Together, you and I walked onto campus that first day, figuring out where the counseling office was, where to get a bean burrito, and how to get Miss Tobin to change my grade to an A. She has not done that yet. It's easy to forget how little we knew back then and how much we know now. It's also then easy to imagine what we don't yet know, the things that come after graduation, the life still to come. We didn't know then that in this class, more of you would be headed to a four-year university than any other class in Petaluma High history. We didn't know then that we would win SCL and NCS championships in many sports during the 4 years here. We didn't know that our girls softball team would win an NCS championship last year, and this year be going for back-to-back titles. And we didn't know then that later this afternoon at Casa Grande, our Trojan baseball team would be taking down the Gauchos. That's why life is wonderful. The things we don't yet know, the idea that life is learning. So though you've done already a great deal, you're not yet the human being that you're meant to be. You are all pretty wonderful, but you are not as wonderful as you're going to be. While this is your moment now, and there will be parties to honor you, know that there will be many more moments and honors in the years and decades to come. This is your graduation day, the end of your high school career. The end of your senior year was also the beginning of my job as principal. And while you were winding up those last classes, dancing at the St. Francis for prom, and going to Miss Luna to get that last Saturday school taken care of, I was addressing my first staff meeting, hiring my first vice principal, and hanging out with Mr. Hawley, who is one of the best assistant principals around. So, a quick message for your future. Let me tell you about two people. The first started teaching at the old Kenilworth Junior High School in 1970. She went on to teach at Casa Grande for more than 20 years, became the principal there for 5 more, before becoming Director of Student Services at the district office. The second began his career in Carmel Valley in 1973, eventually becoming principal before moving to Petaluma High School to be principal for 10 years, then went on to superintendent stints in King County and Lompoc County, among others. Together, Marilyn Stratford and Frank Lynch have a literal lifetime of educational experience, 83 years. They have been my unbelievably excellent mentors. They have guided me with perspective, laughter, and grace. They have been my compass and yours, and I am lucky to have had them here. Thank you, Marilyn and Frank. So students, your message. As you begin your job, life at the university or the JC, the beginning of the rest of your life, look around you for a mentor. Always remember your parents, who were your first mentors, who guided you and loved you, demonstrated integrity, wisdom, grace, and tenacity. Now the natural flow of life takes you away from these parents. Your own mind seeks an independence, a desire to prove yourself. So find that new mentor. Watch that person. Emulate that person. Arrange to meet and talk about your dreams and pathway. He or she might be a professor, a peer, an employer. Maybe you already have one. Maybe she is Miss O'Connor, or maybe Miss Fitch, or Mr. Brunton. Or maybe it was Madame Wadsworth, who left us so suddenly. We will forever miss her, yet she lives on in the hearts of many of you as a lifelong mentor. I am so proud of all of you. Each and every one of you are on your way to a bright future. Do great things, conquer the world, and then come back and visit us and tell us how you did it. Class of 2012, let's get ready to graduate. I'd like to ask Mr. Steve Bowman to come forward. Steve, it is my pleasure to present the class of 2012 to you and to certify that this class has met all the requirements stipulated by the Board of Trustees and the State of California.
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. By the authority invested in me by the Petaluma City Schools Board of Education, it's my privilege to hereby certify the Petaluma High School class of 2012 for graduation. Congratulations.
I'll ask the faculty members to help us with our presentation of diplomas.
Anthony Montoya.
Catherine Marie Arthur.
Hannah Nicole Loacano.
Ivan Araujo.
Sylvia Marquez Alcala.
Alexis Arango.
Francesca Madeline Levine Honey.
David Arango Ramos.
Kelly Nicole Strand.
Marily Arango Carreño.
Daisy Altamirano Arenas.
Christian Arango Carreño.
Alexandra Claudia Andrade.
Lisbeth Arango Arango.
Raimundo Angel Caro.
Alba Venecia Aragón.
Emma Anisa Asbo.
Andrés Guadalupe Blas Hernández.
Alexandra Rose Ashton.
Kelly Ann Blake.
Dominique Xavier Ayala Hogan.
Alexis Diane Bingham.
Brooks Nicholas Badley.
Kaylee May Billingsley.
Kristen Anastasia Ballard.
Tanner Dakota Bernstich.
Calvin Lee Baltzer.
Guillermo Bermejo.
Olivia Lee Basso.
Jenna Alice Bernstead.
Samantha Lee Beck.
Amanda Alice Bernstead.
Kimberly Bravo Fiesco. Daniel Robert Brockman.
Nicholas Ryan Kavanaugh.
James Romley Burton IV.
Alejandro Luis Castillo. Lee William Karstensen.
Danielle Renee Butterworth.
Yasmin Carrero Amaya.
Emilia Magdalena Flores.
Francisco Carreno.
Haley Ann Cahill.
Teresa Marie Carreno.
Zachary Adam Cipriano.
Tyler Ann Camacho.
Kyle Glenn Kraft.
Damian Calvillo Zamora.
Logan Vincent Cervantes.
Rebecca Cedarberg.
Spencer Craig Cervantes.
Taylor Janae Costa.
Jacqueline Taylor Chadwick.
Jocelyn Cortez Castellanos.
Colin Chapman.
Omar Cornejo Esquivel.
Isabel Mary Charles.
Alexandra Ann Corrids.
Rachel Nicole Chavez.
Jeffrey Stephen Comstock.
Amanda Marie Chimino.
Daniel Jacob Comstock.
Christina Tamson Kreider.
Alexandra Almeida Comaduran.
Itzel Cruz Carreño.
James Robert Dodal.
Kirby Dodge Curtis.
Gavin Alexander Demerg.
Katie Rose DiBernardi.
Riley Lane Dolcini.
Katie Carol DeCoit.
Danielle Janine Dolcini.
Julia Hermine Del Prete.
Megan Leanne Dodele.
Jose Maria Delgadillo Escalante.
Dominic Christian DeVille.
Tyler Garrett Dennison.
Sophia Patricia DeQuatro.
Abigail Ann Doyle.
Alyssa Rose D'Antoni.
Jesse Paul Drees.
David Gayton Mendoza.
Athena Caitlin Dupin.
Harmon Fabian Galt.
Kevin M. Enriquez.
Michelle Joanne Garoni.
Jacqueline Rose Farrington.
Myra Garcia Miranda.
Lauren Elena Fisher.
Guadalupe Daniela Garcia Cervantes.
Neil Angelo Fontano.
Juan Francisco Garcia.
Alexander Ludwig Ford.
Austin Edward Funk. Morgan Ridge Ford.
Lindsay Ann Gehring.
Taylor K. Hahn.
Megan Annette Genovese.
Jessica Marie Haggard.
Sarah Naomi Glasgow.
Brandon Mitchell Hagerla.
Diego Eduardo González Fuentes.
Molly Eva Haas.
Aaron McNeilis Gores.
Myra Guzman Gonzalez.
Elizabeth Ann Gossage.
Evan Raj Guerrero.
Travis Austin Gosner.
Christopher Luis Guenza.
Michelle Ann Sampiano Gregorio. Okay, yay.
Morgan Ray Houston.
Brandon Allen Hale.
Tyler Melinda Hogan.
Brandon Lee Hale.
Isaias Hernandez.
James Frank Hall.
Karina Hernandez Arenas.
Jordan Ashley Hall.
Eric Hernandez.
Chet Douglas Hammer.
Caitlin Danielle Henris.
Tina Elizabeth Hansen.
Scott Joseph Hine.
Christopher James Harris.
Eric Kent Hine.
Ashley Lucille Hawkins.
Nicole Jane Jorgensen.
Cody Michael Hayden.
Jessica Mary Jones.
Megan Monique Highland.
John Michael Johnson.
Griffin Jackson Eyrig. I went too fast. Wait. Rebecca Ray Ingerson.
Michaela Alexis Ann Johnson.
Anna Jacinta Diaz.
Courtney Marie Johnson.
Jennifer Montserrat Jacinto Akana.
Andrea Elizabeth Jin.
Kelly Marie Jackson.
Chantel Elizabeth Jensen.
Skylar Dean James.
Roman Jermaine Jennings.
Melanie Angelica Jovic.
Isabella Noel Luce.
Joshua Tanner Kataoka.
Nicholas Ryan Lovato.
Glynis Ann Kincaid.
Adam Michael Lockman.
And Rachel Aaron Lockman.
Zev Eli Klapow.
Chase Brogan Levo.
Joseph Allen Kowalski.
Derek Jeremy Lindsay.
Haley Sophia Lamos.
Erica Brooks Lebo.
Audrey Bell Land.
Garen Sean Langford.
Catherine Rose Lane.
Michael James Moritz.
Alicia Evelyn Lugo.
Patrick Michael Mooney.
Anders Douglas Lund.
Jose Armando Monreal Rodriguez.
Miles Earl Lund.
Crystal Panduro Martinez.
Samantha Alexandra Moss.
Chelsea Marie Martin.
Jordan Karsten Mart.
Drew Anthony Marshall.
Olivia Wallace Malone.
Amanda Lynn Marcioni.
Brittany Rose Mallory.
Lindsay Diane Mondo.
Peter Isaac Maselli.
Brandon Anthony Myers.
Alexandra Catherine Mason Davis.
Tyler Patrick Metten.
Laura Beatriz Mata Perez.
Eric Mercado.
Tyler John Mather.
Julian Menendez.
Kevin James McAllister.
James Devin Mendez.
Michelle Eileen McClure.
Christopher Peter Mello.
Allie Mae McDowell.
Sarah Valerie Medeiros.
Matthew Dylan Medeiros.
Patricia Beatrice Palmerston.
Tyler Joseph Moore.
Do this one. You're there. Sarah Helen O'Sullivan.
Arlette Moya Cardenas.
Tito Ortiz.
Haley Marie Monk.
Kenya Ortiz Cisneros.
Allison Marie Nadali.
Sean Michael O'Neill.
Kendall Rebecca Nagy.
Jennifer Ojeda Mora.
Gregory James Nelson.
Tony Liera.
John Charles Newsom III.
Josephine Lee Nowak.
Maya Selena Nino.
Giovanna Rangel.
Nikolai Mikhail Nostrova.
Connor Lee Ragozino.
Eleni Theodora Papageorgikopoulos.
Patrick J. Rabbit.
Dylan Robert Parks.
Laura Marie Kakish.
Stephen Frederick Parsons.
Delonzo Tyrene Powell.
Tyler George Passfield.
Madison Nicole Pope.
Cecilia Luce Payne.
Javiera Pieratini.
Alyssa Marie Pennington.
Dylan James Peter.
Marissa Peralta Guzman.
Isabel Teresa Silva.
Jack Dylan Perez.
Angelica Silva.
Logan Scott Reese.
Jordan Nicole Shine.
Ryan Michael Robilio.
Álvaro Sandoval Gutierrez.
Christopher Ethan Rose.
Michelle Nicole Sampson.
Ureli Lisette Rojas.
Aquetzali Saavedra Balandran.
Esmeralda Isabel Rodriguez.
Kelsey Sarah Russell.
Marissa Renee Rodriguez.
Daphne Louise Russell.
Jenna Marie Andrew Cameron Braden Haley Ross.
J.C. Shoemaker.
Julian Aaron Ross.
Trevor Paul Shine.
Adriana Marie San Lorenzo.
Brian Philip Shavazian.
Anthony Keith Sard.
Dalton James Settles.
Holly Marie Schaefer.
Marisa Sesto.
Elizabeth Paige Schlager.
Stephanie Nicole Sessi.
Liliana Rose Schneider.
Denisa Mireya Serrano.
I will. Revoy. Patrick Revoy Scoble.
Pascal Engla Serp.
Carly Rose Selbert. Alicia Janae Sequeira.
Joshua Brandon Silva.
Jacob R. Sullivan.
Damian J. Silver.
Zachary Shannon Stoll.
Jillian Annie Silverman.
Garrett Coleman Stoll.
Emily Casey Simon.
Megan Ann Tunzi.
Travis Allen Simpson.
Andrea Trinidad Guzman.
Skylar Nicholas Sladen.
Madeline Lee Stessman.
Kara Kinsey Sloth.
Danielle Nicole Steffen.
Carlos Solorio Jr.
Callan Elizabeth Sterling.
Amy Michelle Swanson. Nicholas Thomas Zodi.
Miriam Valdivia Hernandez.
Shane Ray Tatro.
Adriana Valdivia.
Matthew Stephen Terrell.
Maya Rose Urenda.
Aaron Sarah Tuchel.
Ashley Taylor Tresh.
Ashley Ann Thede.
Christian Torres.
Brittany Lynn Thede.
Carmen Evangelina Torres.
Caitlin Carmela Thompson.
Sierra Janae Thomas.
Blake Andrew Thorson.
Janet Tinoco.
Tate Van Gadio.
Gwendolyn Lacey Marie Williams.
Jacob John Vincent.
Colin Henry Wiley.
Jordan Charles Voisin.
Bobby Wiener.
Bill Michael Wagner.
Helen Francis Wick.
Logan Scott Wan.
Reed Edward White.
Gabriel Douglas Ward.
Windy Day Wells.
Andrew James Washington.
Tyler Bernard Weiss. Thomasina Jolene Watts.
Joseph Williams. Haley Cassandra Wills. Kayla Emily Wilson. Molly Marie Wyrick. Austin Anthony Wolf. Molly Joanna Zacklin. Frank Allen Zedek.
Obviously, we have a few more graduates to be photographed. In the meantime, I was going to invite Anthony Montoya to the stage to present the senior class gift.
Hello again. It is an honor to announce that the class of 2012 will be donating to our school a commemorative scholarship for one active student in each school category. The school categories have not yet been decided, but you can assume ASB, band, wildlife, other distinct categories that make our school diverse, that have brought us together, and that make our school what it is. So thank you very much.
Board Member Badley would like me to tell some jokes. I am going to decline at this time. Mr. Eveland? No, I don't want to put him on the spot. They could do something. just a reminder, one difference this year is that rather than picking up diplomas after the ceremony, diplomas will be available starting on Tuesday morning in the counseling office and extending as long as necessary. So please pick up diplomas starting on Tuesday in the counseling office. I know, but I don't want to do it until everyone's done. Okay, we're almost there, graduates. Yeah, I have some cards. Mr. Holly, who's walking around. He's right back there. Oh, no, that's Jackson. Mr. Holly's over there, and the baseball cap, black baseball cap. He has all the other cards.
Okay. Oh, there he is.
Yeah. So you're going to have to alpha sort them because there's some around.
Okay.
You got them all. All right, I'm going to ask Hannah Lockano to step forward for the tassel ceremony.
Class of 2012. You have all met the requirements for graduation. You can move your tassels from the right to the left.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.